Welcome back to Just Kicking It with Ramsey. This is Ramsey, the one with whom you kick it, not the one with whom you kick. I have with me tonight the talented Mr. Keith, DJ Squeaky Spring. What's going on, man? I'm telling you, man, we got to get that soundtrack. We got to get that.
What the hell?
And also we have with us tonight. A very special guest. He's only a guest one night. This ticket is one time only. Next time your family.
Shit's like coming to my house.
Big Mike, what's going on, man?
Oh, having loads of fun.
All right, okay, man. It's funny that you played that music. I'm gonna tell you something. When I was growing up, I hated that damn song.
Did you know?
I really did. I thought it was like one of the dumbest damn songs.
We changed the words.
Yeah.
We put spam.
but music is so bad now that a lot of shit I used to hate, I just love when it come on. Just
one of my favorite channels on my XM is Backspin.
What is Backspin?
It's I want to say it's like channel 48 on the XM Sirius, but it's all old school rap and back to like Mix-a-Lot and NWA and Public Enemy.
Yeah, you gotta reach back. You want to hear some good stuff. All right, okay. This is our main event tonight, and I do apologize. I know this is our first show back, and we try to keep it light. Well, you know how we do it at Just Kicking It. We try not to repeat the news because there's enough motherfuckers doing that. But sometimes some things happen, and we can't ignore them. But again, this is Just Kicking It, so we're going to go at this a different angle. We are going to talk about, well, we're not going to talk directly about the last college shooting that happened in Oregon, but what we're going to do in the main event, we're going to discuss this question, because I hear a lot of people say this. Whenever there's a shooting, that's not the time to talk about gun control. So the question I'm proposing, and hopefully we can come up with an intelligent, if not intelligent, at least entertaining answer, is when is the time to talk about gun control?
The problem is there's no good time to talk about gun control.
Okay.
Because it's not the gun that needs to be controlled. See, those two words, gun control, comes down to one thing and one thing only: control.
Meaning, go a little deeper with that.
All right. A very charismatic leader about 70 years or so ago talked his entire country into giving up their firearms for the betterment of all. That same man was responsible for the deaths of something along the lines of, 6 million Jews? Say what you want to about Adolf Hitler. That was some gun control.
Okay, but true.
That comes down to control.
That was part of his scheme, but that was not his scheme.
No, I mean, but you can't fight back if you got nothing to fight back with. And a tyrannical dictator is a tyrannical dictator regardless of which language he speaks.
Okay, well, who are we fighting back against?
Well, our founding fathers gave us the Second Amendment for a specific reason, so that we would have something to fight against. They had left tyranny when they came here. Okay,
I'm glad you mentioned the Second Amendment, because we did a show on the Second Amendment, and we found out that a lot of people are getting that completely wrong. Now, the Second Amendment, and I get it. And matter of fact, I was just in a debate a couple of days ago on Facebook, and I posted the Second Amendment up to these guys because they brought up the Second Amendment, and I explained to them then. I said, "Now I'm going to put this up here, and I'm gonna let you read it, not interpret it. Read it." Okay, now what the Second Amendment is saying is that every man has the right to have a firearm, to have a gun, for the purpose of being called into a militia to defend their state. That's the Second Amendment. Wait, let me finish. That's the entire Second Amendment. Now, the part that everybody wants to focus on is the right to bear arms. But that's not what all it says. It says the right to bear arms for this purpose. And like I asked the guy on Facebook, when the last time was a militia needed in America?
Hasn't for a while.
Right. You know, and I wasn't saying that to shoot him down. I was actually trying to help him out. I was saying, bro, y'all really need to find another argument because the Second Amendment doesn't say what you're saying it says. You know, it doesn't.
What makes up the militia?
What?
Every vet that's ever served.
What makes that a militia?
Because you can call them back up. They're already trained. No.
Okay, but again,
all right.
what I'm saying is
since the early 1800s,
what I'm saying is the definition. Hold up. What I'm saying is the definition of the Second Amendment and the guns right interpretation of it are completely wrong. It's the Second Amendment says you have the right to bear arms to defend your state, not you have the right to bear arms to go shooting on the weekend. It's you have the right to bear arms for this reason.
Yeah, but you have to be trained in that firearm.
It doesn't say
you have to take your ass shooting in the weekends.
It doesn't say anything about training.
No, but why would you give a gun to somebody who doesn't know what they're doing?
They did that back then.
No, are you kidding me? Shit, those people were trained.
No,
every one of those.
What was the definition of a militia?
That was the locals getting together to defend their land.
Exactly. That was no trade. That was the British should be here in 15 minutes.
Who do you think taught the locals? Dads taught their sons. Sons taught their kids. That's the way it went. Most of the people that led the militias in the Revolutionary War,
mm-hmm.
and even led the Union or the American regulars, were former British officers.
Oh no! I'm not disagreeing with that. Yeah. I'm just saying that by definition of the Second Amendment is not the. What I'm saying is, and again, okay. First of all, let me state my position. I don't think taking guns from law-abiding citizen is an answer. My position is everybody should have a gun.
Oh, I agree.
It should be the law. When you turn 25, you should be trained and you must carry a gun. But now I have a flip side that I get into in the second part of the main event. But that's my position. So my position is not to take guns. What I'm saying is that to those who are fighting this fight and waiving the Second Amendment, you need to understand what the Second Amendment is. Because if you read it, I'm not saying interpret it, just read it. What it says is you have a right to have a weapon or a gun for the purpose of being called to defend your state. Now you have to go through the military, the National Guards, and the law enforcement before you get to the point where you're calling people for a militia in America. So again, I'm not saying
I have no faith in my government to protect me. And I got news for you, Jack. Jimmy Johns will get at my house before the law will.
But no,
we've tested this theory.
I'm just saying, waiving, the Second Amendment. I get why, like I'm saying, everybody's focusing on the right to bear arms, but there's so much more in the Second Amendment than just the right to bear arms.
Right. But it also says, shall not be infringed. They can't take that away.
No, again, it shall not be infringed for this reason. Not it shall not be infringed just so you can go and have 40 fucking guns in your basement. That's not what it's about. See,
do you no good in the basement.
And again, what I'm saying is, and understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying you shouldn't have guns. I'm just saying that the Second Amendment is a bad basket to put your fight in.
In order to have a militia, you have to have people with the guns to back it up.
But you don't need a militia.
Who says?
Why do you need a militia in 2015?
You trust your government?
Why wouldn't I?
Ooh.
That's naive.
Mm.
I don't trust our government. Are you kidding? Our government lies to us day in and day out about
my
everything.
mother lied to me growing up. That I trust her.
You trust your...
There's a lot of difference between the government and your mother.
No.
Your mother lied to you to protect you.
My government...
Or just to keep shit away from you because you weren't old enough to understand.
Say it again.
I'm a grown-ass man. I'm old enough to understand what my government is hiding from me and what they're lying to me about.
Obviously, you're not. And now here's why I say that. Let me say.
Okay.
Here's why I say that. Because even though this is not Shangri-La, it's a hell of a lot better than 90% of the other places on the planet.
Oh, absolutely. I agree.
Okay, so whatever they're doing is fucking working. Now the simple fact
Used
that
to work.
no.
Now it's like shit slowing down.
No, it's not slowing down. I mean, the only thing that has happened in America is people has gotten dumber and louder. That's it.
I'll go with that.
That's America now. People have gotten dumber and they've gotten louder. It used to be a time when you wouldn't see ignorant shit. You know, like you had that family member, that crazy ass uncle. They hid him. You know, now he got 1 million likes on Facebook.
Because he said, "Hey, y'all, watch this."
Yeah. You know, but I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this government is perfect. I'm not saying that there's not corrupt people within it. But I'm saying, hey, I've seen a lot of shit that other people got. I'm good.
All right. Looking at the Second Amendment and just interpret the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, because it says the right for people to keep and bear arms.
Right.
All right. This right here is saying that you should keep and bear arms.
Right. But don't stop there. For the purpose of being a militia to protect your state.
As a veteran of the U.S. military, when I enlisted, they gave me an oath to protect and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Correct.
You could say when I was honorably discharged, nobody released me of that oath. Every veteran that's ever served that's still walking around, honorably discharged, is still under that oath. They don't release you.
I absolutely agree with that.
So you're still charged with defending that Constitution for the rest of your natural born life.
Right.
By whatever means necessary.
Defending it against who becomes the question. Because, see, there's a difference between policy and takeover. And, see, that's where the issue comes in America. People take what people do as policy, and because you don't agree with that policy, you want to claim that's a takeover. You know, like I say about Barack Obama. I see a lot of people, and right now it's the biggest joke in the world. I tell people all the time, if Barack Obama was here to destroy America, it's the slowest fucking destruction in history.
Well, he's destroying ISIS and degrading them 42 bombs at a fucking time. He's just slow.
I mean, this is the slowest destruction in history because he's had this position for almost 8 years. And here's the thing. The only thing that has changed is my health care has went up. I ain't gonna lie, my health care has went up. Okay?
I lost my doctor.
My health care went up, and the racists came out.
The racist came out?
The racists came out.
Most of them are.
I don't know. I mean,
No.
Just because you disagree with some. No,
wait. Okay,
sure
hold on. Listen to me. I'm not saying people that disagree. Okay, I don't have a problem with you disagreeing. Okay, I have a problem with the whole because of like they interviewed this one guy in Alabama, and I had so much respect for this dude because he's the only person I ever seen on TV say this. Just flat out. He was like, look, I'm just going to be honest. I don't want a black president. I can respect that dude. I hate those that take that mentality and paint it as some other shit. You know?
No,
but now...
Yes, racism still exists in this country.
No, I didn't say it exists. I said it blossomed. and it did. I mean, the election, you know, and I tell people this, and people really flip the fuck out when I say this. But I think the election of Barack Obama was one of the worst things that happened in American history, and not because of his policy, but because it had the opposite effect that everybody thought it would have. Instead of it being a unifying moment, it became a big ass dividing moment. Because instead of us that are like, you know what? You have your culture, I have mine. We have to live here together. Instead of that being it, it was, oh no, them motherfuckers take off. Like I said, I told this dude on Facebook. I said, I love that sticker, take our country back. I love that sticker because I like to ask them, who the fuck are you taking it back from? Who are you
supposed to be a socialist?
Right. Who are you taking it back from? Because here's the thing. If you want to talk about the only person that was not elected legally, that wasn't Obama. That was Bush.
Yeah, second time. I'll put it to you this way. As far as the president goes, I like to call him Caesar Obamas.
Okay.
Because he thinks he's an emperor now, but
why do he think he's an emperor?
Because he wants to take my gun away, but
Obama has never not once said take your gun away.
But
he's never said that.
No, but the gun control that they want to pass.
Okay, stop. See, now you saying two things. You said Obama wants to take your gun away.
Obama
now you're saying
the rest of the liberals.
Now you're saying that the gun control laws that they want to pass.
Yeah, Obama.
Okay,
but go ahead. We'll just say the liberals in our government, and since Obama is the leading liberal, he goes right along with it.
Okay, all right,
and he is the great divider, because instead of bringing the country together, everything he's ever done on TV, after Michael Brown or the Freddie Gray. Michael Brown, he comes out and talk about how, these people are going to be punished for, well, Michael Brown was a thug.
Okay, all right. Now, I agree with you that Michael Brown was stupid. Michael Brown was stupid. Turn your ass around. Put the handcuffs on.
Wait for all the evidence to come out before you open your dumb ass mouth.
Get a lawyer. That's the way you do that shit. But now to call him the great divider, I think is taking it beyond where it's at, because Obama was not the divider. It's the Republican Party.
How about the Republicans and the Democrats?
Huh?
I'm a believer
I can't.
There's a two-party system in
right.
our government. You got one guy stands up in Congress and he says, "I've got a really shitty idea," and then somebody else stands up on the other side of the room and says, "And I can make it shittier." All of these there's something wrong with all of them. They need to pipe in like weed smoke right into Congress. It's the State of the Union address. And,
that was funny.
Yeah, guys, I don't know what we're talking about anymore. Who's got donuts?
All right, but again, back to the issue at hand with gun control. Now, I'm gonna time it because I don't want to miss my mark. Okay, all right. So,
gun control is about control.
It's not about control.
It has nothing to do with the gun. It has to do with the control of the population.
Only if you see it that way.
I got news for you. You come in my house in the middle of the night, may your dear and fluffy Lord have mercy on your soul, because I'll have not a single bit.
Okay, but all right.
And then I'll explain it when
I don't have a problem with that mentality. I don't have a problem. Look, everybody should protect themselves. But what I'm saying is, just because someone is saying, and maybe they need to change. Like I told these guys again, we was having this debate, and I told them, I said, you know what, you guys are right. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. But guns make those people able to kill a lot more, a lot quicker.
I can kill you just as quick with a hammer as you can with a gun.
You can't kill 10 of us just as quick with a hammer.
That's true.
See what I'm saying, and again,
but everybody's armed. You won't get but one or two shots off before.
Well, again, I listen. Like I said, I totally agree with that. I think everybody should be armed. It should be the law. You should be armed, because here's where criminals are fucking criminals, because they believe you are a law-abiding citizen, and as a law-abiding citizen, chances are you're not carrying a gun. So since I got this gun, I got the fucking advantage. I totally agree with that. I don't understand the whole, well, we're going to have stricter background. Blah, blah. Trying to take guns off the street in America now is like trying to empty the water out of the Atlantic Ocean using a strainer. And, that's just, it's just an act of futility. That's just stupid.
If strict gun control laws actually worked, cities like Detroit, Chicago, L.A., St. Louis, Milwaukee, these would be the safest places in the country. Instead, And statistics were. I was just saw a thing on.
Okay, but okay now, and I know where you're going, but
where the gun laws are strictest is where you have most of the gun violence.
That's because why the gun laws are so strict.
Bullshit.
No,
taking guns out of honest folks only makes honest victims.
No. If you look at the gun laws in New York, and when they was created because of the violence.
Stop and frisk was created because of the violence, and then they got rid of that, and crime went back up in New York.
Well, again, nobody is saying that everybody has the perfect answer. But what I am saying is that, because I saw somebody else do that. They did a whole, and we got to get ready to go to break. They did a whole video on that, and they like, well, this, and this is where the gun laws is the strictest, and this is where all the crime is. I'm like, well, you can manipulate numbers to do whatever the fuck you want. I can take 10 people in my neighborhood and say, well, 9 out of 10 of these African American people have never served crime. Then I can go to another neighborhood and grab 10 other people. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So you can manipulate numbers to do that. But again, all right, we'll be back with the second part of this. This is Just Kicking It. This is Ramm Zee. We'll be back. Hey everybody, welcome back to Just Kicking It with Ramm Zee. I am he with whom you kick it. I have with me the talented Mr. Keith and our very special guest, Big Mike. And we're in the midst of our main event, which is when is the time to talk about gun control. And I was sitting here waiting on this to come back in, and you know what? It just dawned on me. We're doing that right now. Instead of talking about prevention, we're talking about I don't want nobody to take my gun. And that, I think, is why we have so many repeat occurrence of this. Because, and that's why I titled this what I titled it. When are we going to say, okay, so maybe we shouldn't talk about, maybe we shouldn't call it gun control. Maybe we should call it, come on, everybody put your creative heads on, when can we talk about bullet prevention?
All right. You want to keep people from getting killed? You don't have to ban guns. You have to make bullets $500 a piece.
I like that. I don't have a problem with that.
If you make bullets $500 a piece, I guarantee you're not going to have some punk ass kid go do a drive by and spray and pray into somebody's house.
Right.
Because you got to take out a loan to kill a brother like that.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Now here's what I want to talk about. What I think, again, like I said earlier, and I've done this on a previous show. First of all, I think that everybody at the age of 25, it should be law. You have to carry a gun. You have to be licensed. You have to be trained. You have to carry a gun. And I know that sound kind of over the top, but
you can't license them. If you try to make somebody go get a license, I can't afford a license.
Well, you know what? Okay,
you're gonna have to give me the license. You're gonna have to give me the gun.
Well, see, here's the thing with me. I'm real bottom line with shit. Okay.
You can't get people to even to produce photo ID to vote.
I'm real. Look, if you don't do this, and you find your ass at the end of a gun without one, so be it.
I'd rather have one and not need it.
No, I'm saying
not have it.
If this law was passed and people are complaining, well, I can't get the gun, I can't get no license. Well, all right, then you're on your fucking own.
You're on your fucking own anyway.
Well,
And an armed society is a polite society.
No, it's not necessarily.
Bullshit, because you are less likely to get up to somebody's face when you see a 45 on their hip.
Well, no, because see now.
Now, I think we're just gonna have to disagree on this.
Because there was an incident where a guy was in an open carry state. I wish I could remember where the fuck it is. I'll see if I can find an article. Because I hate not to say something and not have the shit to back it up. But there was a guy hanging out with a friend, had his gun on his hip. Dude walked up in a open carry state. Say, hey man, that's a nice gun you got. Pulled out his gun, put it to his head. Let me get that. So just having it doesn't necessarily equal that shit gonna go your way.
But that's true, but you got a better chance of surviving it with it.
Well, see, again, my thing is not about survival. My thing is about prevention. Because, what I'm saying is this. The risk versus reward right now, there is none. There is none. That's why I'm saying you get everybody a gun. Because, see, the next time you run into a fucking store or you kick in somebody's house, now you got to ask yourself about risk versus reward. Because you're not the only motherfucker now probably packing.
Right.
So that's my position about where we should be when it comes to gun. My thing is, I don't give a fuck about the people that think the government is trying to take over and if they don't have a gun, they're going to lose. I don't give a fuck about that. Okay, what I care about is the simple fact that me and my family are safe.
Right.
And I do believe that we would be safer if everybody was strapped. Not again. I don't give a damn about the rights and we got to be prepared for a Barack army. I ain't into that. I'm into. I want to make like my cousin who couldn't make the show tonight. Terrence is a gun-toting fool. Got some beautiful shit. He got some shit that'll quiet a whole neighborhood. and I ain't talking about no, I'm serious. He got some shit that'll quiet a whole neighborhood. But he said on one of the shows, man, I don't go to the damn movie theater no more.
Can't carry. It's a dangerous place.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
The only people that's got guns in the movie theater are the thugs and everybody's trying to kill you.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is that we need to change that shit. And the way to change that, you like I'm saying, you're not going to take these guns off the street. Like I'm saying, I don't even understand the argument about a fucking background check.
No, I can just go to the park right around the corner from my apartment complex, so I can get a gun for $50 on Saturday night.
Yeah, like every thug, if they pass that law, every thug gonna come in and, I know he gonna pass his background check, so here's my gun. That's really, like I said, that to me is just you blowing smoke just to say you doing something. But now what I think would be a real stoppage is that if the law was mandated, you gotta carry. You got to carry. And then on top of that now, the flip side of that. So how much time I got? I got to do this quick. Okay. All right. The flip side of that would be the punishment. See, again, I'm a real bottom line guy. I believe in the crime and the time should fit.
Agreed.
Now, motherfuckers are out here taking people's lives with guns. So the judicial system should be just as cold-hearted.
I agree.
And I may get these numbers mixed up, but this is the way I had it planned out. If you get caught with an illegal gun, an unregistered gun, 6 months. No plea bargain. No. That was Junebug gun.
Shit, you just took my throwaway right off my ankle.
No, none of that shit. You get caught 6 months. You get caught with a gun in a crime. Not that you used the gun, but you have an illegal gun on you. Regardless of what you get caught for, what you do for the crime, you got 2 years for the gun. And again, none of this, you can't plead this shit out. You can't do 2-for-1. This is straight motherfucking time.
Okay.
If you do a crime and you point a gun or threaten someone with a gun, 5 fucking years. regardless of all the other shit that they throw on top of that, you have 5 years.
Shit, they got 10, 20 life now, but you still.
But no. But all that shit can be plea barred and broken down and kicked into 3-and-1s.
Okay.
What I'm saying is these are bottom line laws.
You won't get anybody to do that.
But see, and that's the problem. See, what I'm saying is what we won't do, we got to take on the same motherfucking mentality as the motherfuckers out here doing this crazy shit. See, that's my biggest problem with America and every damn thing they do. We set ourselves up to do shit, and then we become passive. How in the fuck are we still fighting in Afghanistan? I'll never know. Afghanistan,
that's where the poppy plant is.
Bruh, Afghanistan would have been West America.
Do you know what has grown in Afghanistan? Do you know what has grown in Afghanistan?
What's growing in Afghanistan?
Nothing except fucking opium. Hey,
we could have that shit in a week.
The gross national product of Afghanistan is fucking opium.
Well, we could have had that in a week. Again, but see, what I'm saying is that's the mentality that we have to take if we're going to make a damn difference. Otherwise, we just talking shit.
At least Iraq has got gold, diamonds, and oil.
Yeah.
Afghanistan didn't have shit except Osama bin Laden. And then we couldn't find his ass for, 7 years or some crap, hiding out in caves all the time. He was in a real nice house in Pakistan.
I was just going to say, I don't ever remember him being caught in a cave. I remember, they saying it was a cave, but if that's a cave, sign me up.
It seemed like a pretty nice little compound.
Holla. Shit. That's a cave? Shit.
And just right across the street or right down the street from a Pakistani army base? Come on, they didn't fucking know he was there?
But no, again, what I'm saying is that we should have strict gun laws and that everybody should carry a gun. That's I think is prevention. And I think that it should be across the board. And again, I'm talking about the moment, like if you kill somebody.
Oh, I agree.
Bye.
Bye.
That's it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm waving. I forgot we're on radio. I can't see me. Just that point blank and simple. Because right now the issue becomes this. Like, I get it. Everybody's arguing. Well, you got to change the hearts of people. You're not going to change the hearts of people.
People are assholes.
What you got to do is you got to make a motherfucker stop and think. Is this worth the risk? And see, right now, it's not worth the risk.
No.
It's not.
If I try to rob this motherfucker, am I going to make it home tonight to see my kids?
Right. And if I get caught later, what am I going to do? 6 months? You see what I'm saying? But there's a big motherfucking difference when you're facing 10, 15, 20 fucking years. And I'm talking about not you gonna go in here and you gonna, look, I'm gonna tell y'all where Junebug keep his stash at and y'all gonna knock off. No, if I was in a position to make this shit happen, gun laws and the crime would be bam. The moment you motherfucking caught, like this.
But there's too many bleeding heart people out there. Oh no, he's a product of his environment and society.
That's why I'm saying
he don't have no education because his mama was a crack whore and his daddy was never around.
That's what I'm saying. That's the mentality that has to change. Because see, it's like I told people when I used to be a peer counselor. You can't fight gangs with pamphlets and marches. You can't do that because no gang member ever came and knocked on anybody's door. Excuse me, man. Hi, I'm Dirty Dog, and I'm with the Bloods. We're going to be moving into the neighborhood, and we just wanted to get a survey and see which corner would you guys like us to take over. That's not the way they do that shit.
No, they take over all the fucking
right.
corners.
You see what I'm saying? That's not the way that's not the way they come in. But that's the way that people want to be all fucking polite. And I'm saying that that's the problem. That's why shit keep going, because sometimes you don't need to be polite. So, like me, I do my best not to get in a violent situation.
Yeah.
And the reason being, the moment shit go there, the first time I swing, you gonna go, okay, this motherfucker trying to make this the last day on earth for me. This is not WWE wrestling.
So the problem is people don't value life anymore.
Exactly.
If you swing on me, I'm going to swing on you. But people look at it as, with the mob mentality, oh, you're going to swing on me, I'm going to pull a knife. You're going to pull a knife, I'm going to pull a gun. You put one of mine in the hospital, I'm going to put one of yours in the morgue.
Right.
They don't value life anymore. It used to be, come on, when we were kids, you could fight it out. And whether you got your ass beat or not, you still live to do it again.
Be hanging on the street 2 hours later. I remember that shit.
Sooner or later, you're going to beat that brother's ass that's been picking on you. You may not be today.
Yeah.
You might take 6 or 7 ass whippings, but one day you're going to get the better of them.
But yeah, that's I think is what we need to be discussing. I think we need to be discussing the simple fact that we, as a society, are too fucking passive when it comes. And again, I get the whole argument, what you call the liberal argument. Okay, and I'm taking all that into account. But here's the bottom line. Here's what people have to ask themselves. All right, do you want you and your family safe? Like I was talking with Erica about the police, the people that was being killed, and I was kept telling her, when you're dealing with a cop and you see that he's an asshole, shut the fuck up.
Keep your hands on the steering wheel where he told you to put them.
And she's like, no. And I told her, I said, listen, I understand your position. You're right. You can be in the damn right. But here's the point. You need to come home. See, that's the goal, to come home. Chris
Rock put out a really good video.
Yeah, that was funny as hell.
How to keep from getting killed by the cops.
Yeah,
I've been pulled over way more times than I wanted to be. And there's a reason I'm still standing. I'm still alive to talk to y'all today. Mm-hmm. Because when the cop came up to the window, my hands were at 10 and 2. Mm-hmm. And I said, "Yes, sir," and "No, sir." Yes, sir, I'm going to reach into my glove box and I'm going to grab my registration and proof of insurance and I'm going to go real slow so that you can watch what I'm doing.
Right.
You see this now. There's a light in the glove box. That's it, sir. Yes, sir. Here we go. Oh, it's a $167 ticket. Thank you very much, officer. You have a wonderful evening now. Holy crap. I can't believe I made it through there and I've
been in incidents where, I ain't gonna lie, I've been in incidents where I've been with asshole cops. I have. I've been in an incident where I got slammed on the fucking ground just because I was there. I've done that. I've experienced that. No shit. I'm not no playing. I've experienced that. And we even was talking to one of the guys and he told us straight up. He said, look, when we hit a spot, we put everybody down hard. Because the simple fact, we don't know who got what.
Exactly.
And
they want to go home too.
And so, shit, when a motherfucker put me down, I stayed my ass down. I know my motherfucking right,
You got the right to remain silent, whether you got the ability or not, it's up to you.
But again, back to gun control or or bullet prevention. I think that's what need to happen. I think that even if we don't get everybody a gun, we got to get stricter about gun laws. We got to get stricter about punishment.
Here's something that's been common in every mass shooting this country's had in the last 40 years. Every one of the shooters was on some kind of psychoanalysis drug under the care of a physician, or should have been under the care of a physician before they did those shootings. Every single one of them.
Well, America is one of the biggest dope dealers in the world.
You don't need a gun. Timothy McVeigh blew up a fucking building. You can still buy fertilizer. You can still rent a box truck. The 9/11 bombers brought down the World Trade Center with fucking planes and box cutters, but I haven't seen nobody banning box cutters.
Well, see, that's different. That's different.
And they're still letting planes fly in New York.
Well, of course they is. I mean, I'm saying that's that idiotic argument. Like someone put up, people talking about you need guns to kill people. Cain killed Abel and he ain't have a gun.
He had a rock.
That's just a dumbass statement to make.
Guns just make it easier.
Yeah, exactly. That's just that's a poor argument for that side.
in theory, the people who are committing most of the gun violence are actually big giant pussies because they're too scared to do it another way.
Amen.
If you really want to kill a brother, walk over and Stick a knife in that motherfucker's throat.
No, you got to get too close with a knife.
Exactly. Get close where he can get a hand on you.
Yeah, and then we don't want
Then
to.
you got to work for it.
We don't want to do that. All right, we got to go. We're actually, even though we had extra time, we still went over. We're going to be right back. We're talking shit. This is Ramm Zee. This is Just Kicking It.